Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Madasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartika Manyan Asmad Gurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Pujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Graseka Karmani. Panchadashi, we are still in 6th chapter. In this chapter, many topics have been introduced, elaborated, and in this particular, you don't have the book? Okay, sharing a book. Who doesn't have a book? You or he? She? I think she decided no Panchadashi today, only Ramayana. Very many topics were covered. Maya, what is Maya? What is Kutastha? What is Chaitanya? Now Ishvara. Three aspects of Ishvara: Antaryami, Sarveshwaratva, and last but not the least, which we will be seeing, is his Ishvaratvam itself, which is in the form of Sarva Ajnakarta, the one who commands everything. So here we also would see how is the Sarva Bhutanam Yonihi. The Jagat Yoni is called, the womb of the world. So here, Antaryami, when it is said, Antar Stitva Sarvasmin Hridaye Yamayati. Sitting in the heart of everyone, he is controlling everything. And when we understand this Antaryamitvam very carefully, is he only doing from inside? We'll see that a little later. And if he is doing everything, what are we doing? कोई और करता है, तो मैं करता या नहीं? That's why Duryodhana had a very very important statement he made. Janami dharmam na cha me pravrittihi, janami adharmam na cha me nivrittihi. I know what is right, but I cannot do it. I know what is not right, I cannot stop it. And he also said, Kenapi devena hridistitena yata niyuktosmi tata karomi. It is quoted in the book itself. Kenapi devena hridastitena. One who is sitting in my heart, somebody, I don't know. Yata niyukta hasmi. As I am directed, tata karomi. If we keep that as the important message of Mahabharata, then we'll be in trouble. Which means somebody is making me do it, I'm not doing it. So even a criminal would say, I don't know, somebody is asking me to do it. So we have to understand in context and how it is applicable to us. This is very important. But at one level, we must recognize that if he is the Antaryami, Bhagavan Ishvaraha is Antaryami, then none of us have any Purushartha. We'll go step by step, we'll understand that. Even though we covered a little bit in the last session. Now we'll see verse number 177. Nartha Purushakarena. Nartha Purushakarena Tvam Nartha Purushakarena iti Evam ashankyatam yataha Isha Purushakarasya Rupenapi nivartate. There is mistake here. 1 minute. Nartha Purushakarena Ittevam ma shankyatam yataha. The print is wrong there, in this book at least. I don't know. The next line is okay. Purushakara means Purushartha. Purushena kriyate. Iti Purushakara. Now Purushakara. Purushakara means form. Purushakara. Became Purushaka wo jo kar hai. Karni. Kara means karoti. Purushena kritam Purushakara. That's otherwise known as Purushartha. So the Purusharthena na artha. There is no, here Partha means no purpose. If Bhagavan is the Antaryami doing everything, my self-effort has no meaning. This question very often comes. Any time, any lecture you go, Swamiji question answer session first. Do we have, what is our destiny, what is prarabdha? We have to answer it carefully according to the person's maturity. Take for example Bhagavad Gita. Is not Krishna constantly telling Arjuna to fight? Is it not? He is continuously telling Tasmadudhyasva. Therefore you work, therefore you fight, and he is giving reasons why he should fight. All that. So when we understand the standpoint of Arjuna, who is ready to withdraw from the war, but Bhagavan Krishna there only to inspire him to work, to do his job, to do his Kshatriya Dharma, is appropriate in that particular context. And he also mentions in Gita that one who has understood the highest, tasya karyam na vidyate. Like it. One who is enjoying himself, Atmanyeva tushtaha, Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha, tasya karyam na vidyate. So uska karne ka kya hai? So we must understand the difference. From the relative standpoint where we are right now, Purushartha should be understood as a place. But for the person who has understood the oneness of everything, does not have anything to do. But we should not at this point try to imitate such a person. It is very dangerous. We will be living in illusion. So the knowledge should elevate us to such an extent when there is no more desire, then naturally you have nothing to do. Is it not? When I have no desire, if I go to a shop or the restaurant where only they sell non-vegetarian food, which I consume, when I look at it, I have nothing to eat. Why? Because I have no desire to eat any one of those. In the same way, a person who has become desireless, tasya karyam na vidyate. And desirelessness does not mean he is living in such a sad situation. Antas sukhe aramaha, atmanyeva tashushtaha. So there is no need for him to go out to do anything to gain anything. So, Purushakarena na arthaha iti evam ma shankyatam. Yata Esmat, since one should not with this understanding come to a hasty conclusion, Purushakarena na arthaha na prayojanam iti ma shankyatam. Do not have a doubt. From the above verse, do not think that individual efforts are not necessary. If that is the case, Shastram vyartam bhavati, sadhana vartam bhavati. शास्त्र क्यों पढ़ना है फिर? साधना क्यों करना है? What is the need for doing any sadhana? What is the point of following any ritual or following any instructions of the Guru? So the impurities in our mind can be removed only by doing the right thing, as we've seen in today's satsang also. Doing the right thing. What is the right thing to do? Dharma क्या है? उसको जानना है और करना भी है अवश्य. We have to know and we have to do it. And as the impurities of our mind slowly go away, what are the impurities? Vasanas. Yesterday I was thinking about it. We do only those things which we have thought of. Leave aside eating and all those things. That's all routine thing that goes on. When we put an effort to do something other than our daily routines, are those things which come as thoughts. Vritti rupena jayate. In the form of a thought it starts. Vritti is hetu is what? What is the hetu? What is the cause? What is the origin of vritti? Any vritti. So, the vritti or thought arises out of desire or knowledge. Not always it is only desire, it can be knowledge. What to say to a person need not be a desire. It can be understanding, or this is what is to be said, or this is what I want to say. It's not trying to get something out of that person. So our thoughts are also born out of knowledge. Knowledge is based upon what? Experience or exposure. What we are exposed to is our knowledge. If I am studying archaeology, my knowledge of archaeology is much better than anything else. Today was somebody I met, and she said, my background is horticulture. So I said, our brahmachari Somji is in horticulture. How to cultivate the heart? So you see, what I am exposed to, what knowledge I am exposed to, or what I am listening or studying and reading and understanding, that becomes the knowledge base from where the thought emerges. Thought leads to action, etc. So unless we consciously expose ourselves to sattva, sattvic thoughts won't come. Sattvic thoughts won't come unless we expose ourselves to knowledge which are sattvic, or people who are sattvic, or activities that are sattvic. The satsanga becomes important there. So where is the effort? Effort is not in action, in knowledge. Please understand this point. What we think is Purushartha means doing. Purushartha actually is in knowing. What we are exposing ourselves to is important. That is where our effort should be. If I am exposing myself to all negativities and try to do good things, what will happen to me? What I am trying to do will become very short. Yesterday also in the reflection, Gita reflection, I was thinking about this. Ravan, he disguised himself as a mendicant, but what is his intention? To be a sadhu? How long it stayed? Sadhutva, how long it stayed? Until he accomplished what he wanted. Though he disguised himself as a sadhu and then went to Sita, moment she came out or moment she made the mistake, his sadhutva gone. So our pretentiousness, what is pretentiousness? Looking as though somebody, not really you are. Similarly, our activities or actions appear to be good, but we are not good. If we are thinking good, our action has to be good. If you are thinking bad, even if you are doing a good thing, it will be very short time only it will be there. An opportunity comes, you will fall back to your nature. Correct. So where is Purushartha then? Is it in the action, intention, knowledge? So therefore, sadhana and study cannot be given up. That's why he says, na arthaha purushakara karina iti evam ma shankyatam. Do not have doubt on this. The second line is very beautiful. What does he say? Okay, if Bhagavan is the one, Ishvara is the one who is engaging everybody in whatever they are doing, Ishaha Purushakarasya Rupena api vivartate. Ishvara vivartate. Ishvara engages. Purushakarena api Isha eva vivartate. When we thus expose ourselves to the right thing, the right action that comes out of us is also to be understood as his work. His work alone is going on in all aspects, in all happenings. Now, let us understand from another angle. ये लोक का प्रयोजन क्या है? किसके लिए ये लोक? लोक means the world. Creation, सृष्टि किसके लिए? सृष्टि किसके लिए? आपके लिए, मेरे लिए, किसके लिए? सबके लिए, है ना? The world is for everyone. And what X does, Y does not do. What X wants, Y does not want. A wants something, B wants something, C wants something. The creation should contain everything that can fulfill everyone's need. Like a mall. You go to a mall. Certain areas you don't need to go because that is not for you. There will be a ride there. In the middle of the mall there is a ride. water, right? You are 48, 50. Is it for you? Adults about 50 not allowed. They put a board there. Then why are they? It is there. Not for you. Don't worry about it. So when you see that, he said, if it is not for me, why it should be there? It is not for you, right? You cannot say world should not have this. Not for you. So why are you bothered about it? Somebody else need it. It is somebody else's need, not yours. So we cannot judge the world based upon our needs. We cannot say whatever it is there in the world which I don't need should not be there. Can you say that? If we understand from that standpoint, Ishvara hai, Ishvara se srishti sabke liye. Everybody needs it. Something or the other is useful to somebody. In the same way, everybody's action is decided by not according to you. Everybody should attend the Bhagavad Gita class. Everybody should become Sattvic. It doesn't happen. It will not happen. If you expect, you will be very unhappy with it. Because everyone has come with their bundle of vasanas which they have to experience, उसके लिए उसका जीवन जन्म हुआ है. That the birth of a person has happened only because that jiva who is living in that body has come with his or her own bundle of vasanas, and their birth is meant for experiencing it. And what is Ishvara's role here? Making it happen. Because when you understand Vedanta and know that all vasanas cannot be exhausted by experience, right? The way to exhaust vasanas are twofold. Karma marga is to do the sattvic way. Jnana marga is to see the illusion of it. Because in the transactional illusion alone, vasanas can exhibit. They express themselves. From the highest standpoint, jiva himself is false. Obviously, vasanas belong to the ego only, which itself is false. So then there is no need for me encouraging the ego to further proceed on that. So from the standpoint of jnanam, you can burn it through correct knowledge. But that is very, very difficult, very subtle process. From bhakti, you say, Sarvam Ishwararpanam karomi. Everything that I do, I'll do for Bhagavan. Mat karma krit, mat paramaha, ityadi. So we must understand how to. So these are all people who are walking the path of religion or spirituality who will understand. The rest of them, what do they do? Neither they have bhakti, nor they have the karma marga, nor they have the jnanam. What do they do? What do they do? They experience it. They go through it. They go through their vasanas. They express their vasanas, experience it, and repeat it again and again. Why? They are not satisfied. That's why Punaravijanam, all that. So you understand, everybody is given the field to experience. And who gives the field? Bhagavan. Who is working through them? He. So we must recognize this point very clearly. Ishaha purushakarasya rupena api vivartate. And that is the reason why we have in the Vedas or in the scriptures Vidhi and Nisheda. Vidhi, what is to do, Nisheda is what should not be done. If I am not exposed to this scripture at all, there is no Vidhi, no Nisheda. See, the one who does not believe in rituals and Shastra is also would not have any relevance of Vidhi and Nisheda. One who has gained complete knowledge also, na Vidhi, na Nisheda. For him, it doesn't apply because he is not in the field of action. Vidhi Nisheda does not belong to a person who does not have any interest to follow because he doesn't have knowledge of it. Same is the case of person who has, for him also no relevance because he's gone beyond the desires to do it. तो विधि निषेध किसके लिए? अज्ञानियों लोगों के लिए. अज्ञानी at the same time wanting to follow Shastra. This is also explained by Bhagavan in Gita very clearly. किसके लिए विधि निषेध? So therefore here I put a note here. Arjuna thinks that he has a choice based upon his own understanding. But what the Shastras say, you being a Kshatriya, you have to engage in the war. The choice for Arjuna is to do only in the Sattvic way. If he really listens to Krishna, that's what he should do. So also it applies to us. We are not desireless. We cannot claim ourselves as desireless. And we would say, therefore, nothing applies to me. No. We have not come to a stage where we have overcome all the desires. So only way to do, even desires to be fulfilled, Sattvic way. That's why Bhagavan said about that, Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu aham kamaha asmi. Kamosmi. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu कामोस्मि वरदर्शभ. मैं काम हूं, मेरा बहुत काम है. A lot of things to do. क्यों? Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu. Those who are not against dharma, I am the desire to make them do dharma, perform them. All right. So, Ishvaraha, Ishaha, Purushakarasya rupena api. So therefore, even those people who are not exposed to Shastra, etc., whatever they are doing is also done by Ishvara only. Which is amounting to say, Jiva is an illusion. Jivatvam is illusion. Ego is an illusion. I, the doer, is an illusion. Slowly we should understand that even in the case of Ravana who does the wrong things or Hitler who is doing the wrong things, this is because of that person's vasana bundle and who is doing there. When Vishwarupa Darshana even is shown, he excluded anybody there? Does he exclude? No, these are all not me. Ravana also is there. Kamsa is also there. Yudhishthira is also there. Duryodhana is there. Duryodhana is there. Arjuna is there. Karna is there. Bhishma is there. Dronacharya is there. There, on the other hand, you have Shukracharya also. Everybody is included. Through them all, I am doing it. So this should be correctly understood. Now, if that is the case, what is this so-called Jiva? If Ishvara alone is there, who is Jiva then? Now you see in the next verse, he says, Idrik bodheneshwarasya pravittirmaiva varyatam tatapi shasya bodhena swatma sangatvadi janihi idrik bodheneshwarasya pravrittirmaiva varyatam tatapi shasya bodhena swatma sangatvadi janihi. Jiva Ishvarayoho Vedaha Maya Kritaha. The division of Jiva and Ishvara is created by Maya. एक ही है, एकम ब्रह्मा, तद ब्रह्म एव जीवः. Tad Brahma eva Ishvaraha. It cannot be anything else. So why there is division then? In the transactional reality, variety is accepted. Is it not? What is transaction? Transactional world. What is this Vyavaharika Loka? Vyavaharika Loke Bahutvam Asti. Manyness is accepted. Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma Tadabi Vyavaharika Loke Bahutvam is accepted. It's to be understood as true. But say, Bhagavan even say, many places he goes to one and then comes to many. Because from the standpoint of Arjuna, there is many. And the manyness must be accepted, and manyness means variety. Variety means what? One is not like the other. One is good, another is bad. Correct? What is Bahutvam? A characteristic of one cannot be found in another. Differences means it is not the same quality or nature or characteristics. Sometimes it is not different, it's contradictory. दुर्योधन भी है वही देश में, युधिष्ठिर भी है, अर्जुन भी है, भीम भी है. Bhima is also there, Duryodhana is also there, Karna is there, Arjuna is there. Rakshasas are there, Dhanavas, Daityas, Adityas are there, Daityas are there. So that is what is called Bahutva. So this variety apparently contradicting each other. So the Jivatvam and Ishwaratvam itself is Maya. What it cannot do? It's capable of doing impossible possible. Right? If we look around, we understand. Even the tree that is standing outside, it is alive. Who created life there? You and I cannot take credit to this. And the variety that you see in a tree, colors and different colors of flowers, different kinds of leaves and branches, different things, and then different tastes of food and fruits. What variety it cannot create. So we must understand Idrik Bodhena Ishwarasya. Ishwarasya of Ishvara. Idrik Bodhena of this kind of a knowledge of Ishvara appearing as Jiva, Ishvara appearing as this whole universe, leaving nothing. Matta paradaram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Maya sarvavidam prodam sutre maniganaiva. Did he exclude anything there? Is he excluded? No. Maya tadamidam sarvam. Except Duryodhana, except Karna, the Dushasana. Sarvam Tadam. Everything is included. So, this knowledge, so Ishwarasya Pravrittihi, Sarvam Ishwarasya Pravrittihi. This understanding must lead one to recognizing all actions. This theory does not contradict the idea of Lord prompting everything. Adakena prayuktoyam papam charadi purushaha. That Bhagavan says, individually making choices is common growth. And in Kenopanishad, what it said, by whom? Which Deva? He asked that question. Kena ishitam padati preshitam mana. He prompted by whom? Prompted by whom? There they say Kama is Krodesha. Which Deva is doing this? Then the answer is that Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manoyat. Right? Because of whose presence only is this possible. So, Isha Idrit Bodhena, by this knowledge, Ishwarasya Pravrittihi, the actions of Ishvaraha, Mavaryatam, do not reject. Varana is to reject. Nivarana is to not to reject. Nivarana means overcoming rejections. So, na varyadam, ma varyadam. Now, when we understand everything is done from this standpoint, when we understand everything is according to the wish of the Lord, whether it is apparently in the transactional world looks like negative, even when the calamities that take place because of the nature's fury, nobody is responsible individually. Individual is not responsible for what is happening. It will say the earthquake, who created it? Or then there is a tsunami that comes, or whatever it is. When it is all happening around us, we realize that it is not an individual responsible for this. Ishwarasya pravrittihi. So also all the activities around us, when we come to including ourselves, more importantly including in our own being, what this knowledge would lead you to is very interesting. Tatapi ishasya bodhena. For this knowledge which is gained, that sarvam ishwarena kridam, everything is created. What it will lead you is swatma asangatva di jani. Buddhi janayati. Buddhihi, this understanding, jayate. Janayati, jayate. What understanding that will come to you? Swatma asangatva. Detachment. मैं करता नहीं हूं, यही है मुक्ति. So there is a total opening up. Suddenly there is a door opens. ये वो वही करता है. He is the doer. मैं कौन हूं? So from that standpoint, if you look at everything, he is doing it. I have no connection to this. Swatma asangatvadhi. A total detachment from everything at once, not one by one. So some ask, no, ये वैराग्य अभ्यास कैसा करना है? How do we practice dispassion? In the absence of knowledge, dispassion has no way to sustain. Such kind of dispassion will happen out of tragic experiences. Things are not happening the way you want, or recent loss or somebody's or something. Vairagya. Ye vairagya has no ground to stay. It will float. After some time, it will collapse. You have that balloon which is having this, nitrogen, something they put, right? Helium. Not nitrogen. Zing! And after some time, the atmospherical pressure there, it will burst. Gone, finished. Or even if you keep it we did that recently when we had this PRC camp. Some of them will take a wrong exit, so we put some balloons. I went to the store there in Garberville, got some balloons, and then they had different kinds of balloons there. So there's a birthday balloon. So you made it balloon. 50th anniversary balloon. She had only some 5 or 6 welcome balloons. Other things has no meaning for me. I love you balloon. So many are there. So we cannot put I love you balloon. Then from there you take an exit. No. So we went there to buy. So, and then she has to, pump in that. So out of the 6 or something there, 2 of them burst out. So then we finally got to 4. So 2 we put at the road and 2 we put it in the entrance there. And within few days, gone. Meaning it was there, shell was there was no air. Why? What happened? Pressure of the atmosphere has removed the content, right? So too, when the knowledge is not strong, dispersion cannot stay. It cannot fly high. What is this knowledge? That is Ishasya Bodhena. When understanding about the nature of Ishvara takes place, Jiva gets reduced to nothing. The double effect, you see that. Knowledge of Ishvara makes Jiva to disappear. Or Jivatva to disappear. What is Jivatvam? Sangatvam. Asakti eva Jivatvam. Individuality is nothing but constant dependence. One thing or the other, either thought dependence or people dependence or situation dependence, experience dependence, object dependence, memory dependence, ambition dependence, desire dependence, recognition dependence, respect dependence, so many. How much we are demanding from the world, with which we think that we will be able to sustain as individual. So, even as one understands about nature of Ishvara, who does everything through everyone, even through me, he is only doing. This body is given to me by him. मैं खरीदा. Did I get it? दुकान में जाके अभी ये body दे दो मुझे. I didn't ask for this body. So this body is given to me for what? By whom? Given to me for my vasanas to express, given by the Lord, along with this world. And when I recognize that it is He who is working through this, Hriddeshe tishtadi Ishvara has Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Indra Arudhani Mayaya. So this Antaryami Paramatma, Mayaya, with the help of Maya, he is Arudhani Maya, Pravartate. He is only doing it. Iti Jnatva, Swatma Asangatva, Di Janihi. Janihi? Jananam. Birth takes place. So what do one come to understand as Aham Akarta, Abhokta, Asanga. Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah, Satchidananda Rupoham. That's one comes to recognize this. So, from that understanding, when he looks at this world, even this plant and other things and everything that is there, nobody can take credit of it. You may put the seed. Who makes it grow? Who makes it survive? You go and you pull each leaf of it. Every flower, every fruit, everything that is around us goes on according to His wish. So this brings about a great freedom, mukti, a total detachment from the insistence and constant persistence of kartrutva. That is the beauty of understanding the nature of Lord, Antaryami Tata Ishvarahapi. Tavada muktirityahuhu Shrutaya smrutayastata Shruti smriti mamaivajñe Ityavishvara bhashitam Tavata muktirityahuhu Shrutaya smrutayastata Shruti Smriti Mama Agne Ityabhishwaramashritam Tavata Muktihi. Tavata means that's long is this nature of this availability or obtainment of liberation. Tavata meaning by what? Sangatvata. Asangatvata eva muktihi. The state of detachment alone is what is referred as liberation. Tasmat atreva sambhavati. Because what is the karma tradition would say, Deha padanadurdvameva muktihi iti. After the fall of the body alone is the mukti. That is the nature of the karma conscience. We would say that out of your punya, you go to some other loka and then you get the mukti, etc. Gradual liberation, what is known as. But Vedanta says, when you understand the nature of Ishvara and know that you are not the doer, that asangatvata, the state of detachment, eva muktihi. Asangatvata tavata muktihi. And it's not, somebody makes a statement, Shrutihi tavata mukti ahuhu. Shrutayaha, all the Shrutis, Smritayascha tata. All the Shrutis and Smritis. Shruti is Devavakya or Bhav. It is all, that is what is known as whatever is heard by the Rishis, by their own listening to the highest knowledge. And those very Mahatmas who lived their life continue to teach their understanding, that is Smriti. Right? Smriti is the same knowledge given to the required generation of people according to their understanding, written by these Mahatmas. So both Shruti and Smriti, tata tavata eva muktihi iti ahuhu. They say that is what is called mukti, asangatvam. And the interesting thing is, both the Shruti and the tradition declare knowledge of the non-attachment of the self is to be the cause of release. And it is also said, whatever said in the Shruti Smriti is also by Ishvara only. Not somebody. See, who teaches these rishis? Who taught the rishis when they sat in total absorption? Knowledge that came from Ishvara Vakya only, not from somebody shouted from the top of the hill. It is, they heard from the Lord only. And when they started to contemplate and then started to write, that is also Lord only does that, because their Purushartha is also Him only. When the mind has become so sattvic and pure, directly He works. More we purify, more we see Him in action. When our mind is polluted with Rajas and Tamas, then even though He does, we convert that. We modify it according to our wish. Language is the same. The way you speak is decided by whom? The same English language, vocabulary, everything is there. But then, according to your desire, only you convert the language into communication, right? In the same way, Bhagavan is doing, but we interfere there. Because this is not what I want. Change it. That's why I said, exposure to the Sattva that makes you express Him completely. Yes, when the Rajas and Tamas are still remaining, or we are not sufficiently exposed to Sattva, then we express ourselves in the Rajasic and Tamasic way. And the nature of Rajas and Tamas is attachment. It keeps getting you back into the same road. doing in a sattvic way, tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti. Asaktatva asangata asangatvena yadi karma karoshi kurushe with karoshi. Then what happens? Paramatma, you get Paramatma Prapti. So here, Shruti Smriti Mama Eva Agne. Bhagavan says, Shruti and Smriti are nothing but my commands. Agni, because dual number. Agnya, Agnya, Agne, because it's neutral. Shruti, Smriti, both the Shruti and Smriti are what? Mama Eva Agni, my commands only. Who says this? Ityapi Ishwarena Bhajitam. That also he only says. I only say that whatever is said in the Shruti and Smriti is also me only. Maeva Bhakta. I am alone the Bhakta in all the Shruti and Smriti. As you know, today also, Tulsidas ji ne bhai ne bataya kya? Maine nahi likha hai. Bhagavan Ishwar, Shiva, he spoke to Parvati. That's what I am telling you. So here, Varaha Purana, that it is said that even that scriptural statements are done by the Lord only. Said by the Lord only. Maine bataya. And Arjuna also says you only said about your glory, because who knows your glory other than when you tell it? Unless you speak, who will know about your glory? Can any human being even comprehend who you are? Your glory, you only know. And unless you say, nobody will know. Right? Isn't it? So if a thing is seen by someone, except now by one, but no, not anybody else, the existence of that can be declared only by that person. Because nobody else has seen it. Similarly, his glory, unless he reveals, nobody will know. Yamaivesha vrunade tena labhyaha tasya esha atma vivrunade tanum sva. When we exclusively choose him and him alone, that very one who you chose will reveal himself. You cannot demand it. Na vedena, na yajnena, na tapasa, ananye bhaktya eva mam drashtum shakyate. Evam vidam. The way I showed you, Arjun, cannot be seen by anyone who maybe might have studied all the Vedas, all the yajnas, all the danas, all the charities, all the things might have done. But when do I show myself? Ananyevena yogena, bhakti yogena. Only when you have total devotion to me, then I will reveal myself. So, his ajna is alone, is in the Shruti and Smriti, and it is also declared that this is my ajna by Bhagavan himself. And what is this ajna? What is this ajna of the Lord? Ajnaya bhiti hetutvam bhishasmaditi shrutam sarveshwaratvametasya sarveshwaratvametasyaat antaryamitvatah pratak Ajnaya bhiti hetutvam bhishasmat iti bhishrutam सर्वेश्वरत्वमेतस्यात् antaryamittvata pratak. The Devatas, who are the rulers of the various powers in the universe, sun, moon, wind, water, Lord of death, all the various deities, they are deified for these are all not human created. All the laws that govern this universe are divine, for it cannot be said to have been created by some individual mind or set of people either. Therefore, Bishasmat Vatapavate, Asmat Bishat, out of fear, Vatapavate, wind flows. Bishat Udeti Surya, out of the fear of that Lord, the sun rises. Bishat Agnischa Indrascha, out of fear for that Lord alone, Agnihi, the fire, Indra, the Lord of all gods, all of them do their work. Mrityurdhavati Panchama iti, even the Lord of death, we are all afraid of. He is afraid of whom? We are afraid of death, but the death itself is afraid. If you go to that one who death is afraid of, will there be any fear of you in death? This is one question is by Ramana Maharshi. He says, one who is Amrita Swarupaha, Mrityunjaya. If you go to Mrityunjaya, Mrityu itself is afraid of you then. Because once he takes you in his hand, like what the young boy, Markandeya, he held on to Bhagavan, then even Yama could not do it. So, Mrityuha vidhavati, kasmat bishat, Ajnaya bhitihi. The command of the Lord is the fear, Bhiti hetutvam. The cause of fear is, Shruti says, Ishwarajna. The Shruti declares that the fear of him that forces nature operate. So, asmad idihi shrutam, asmad bishat, asmad ishwarasya bishat. So, the fear is not he would punish them. Fear is that they cannot exist. उन लोगों का अस्तित्व भी नहीं होगा. See, if there is a ministry and you are a minister of agriculture, another is minister of transport, another minister of something else, another is a sinister, not a minister, sinister. Now, if that prime minister, he only allocates various department, you take it. If he decided, no, that time taking over, who are you then? MP empty ho gaya. The minister is no more minister. Why? He has no power. So the November in November, that's the point when he stood in front of them and then I am fire. Burn. Let us see what you burn. Because once he withdraws, fire cannot do a thing. Not even one blade of grass he can burn. Think about it. He can't do a thing. Who is he then? See, at least we have a personality plus the power. That is only power. The Agni is the power. If the Agnitvam is gone, what is Agni then? It doesn't exist. My own existence is in question. That's why we are so dear to our life, because that one life is gone. When who are we? It's just Shivanayito Shiva Shava hai. If Shiva is not there, then what you are? You are Shava. E is gone. Ishvara is gone, then you are Shava. Dead carcass. Good for nothing. At least Other animals, the skin and all they use. What is skin? Human skin made handbag. You carry tiger skin and then the crocodile skin and all you carry. Even snake skin also there are handbags available. Human skin. So Ajnaya Bhidi Hedutvam Bhishasmadidi Ishrutam Sarveshwaratvam Etasyat. Therefore, Etasyat, because of this Sarva Ishwaratvam, he the one who is the Lord of, who commands all forces around, everything around us. And Antaryami Rupena, Antaryamitvam iti ataha pradak. So the difference between Antaryamitvam and Ishwaratvam is Sarveshwaratvam. Externally, when he controls everything, he is Ishwaraha, Sarveshwaraha, Sarvasya Ishwaraha. When he is controlling from within, he is Antaryami. This is the little difference, and what the difference means, we'll see the next class. And then you will start on the Bhuta Yonitvam, Jagat Yonitvam of the Ishvara. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkhamat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.